In this video, I will demonstrate a project on Internet of Things. The project involves an ultrasonic distance sensor connected to Raspberry Pi that measures water level in my overhead water tank. Every minute, the measured data is inserted in a database on the other side of the world provided by my web hosting service provider. Here lies a custom web application which makes use of this sensor data to generate a dashboard with relevant graphics. The dashboard can be accessed over the internet from any part of the world using a web browser. The dashboard is live and you can access it through this URL. Link to this URL is also provided in the description below. Check it out and give your feedback in the comments below. Now let's see a demo which imitates the whole setup. This project has two parts. Part 1 is implemented locally on Raspberry Pi and Part 2 is implemented on a remote web host. This is my house. It has a water tank on its roof. As the water is used, its level decreases and sometimes it gets over and surprises us. So one day I decided to upgrade the water tank by applying some IoT technology to it. I installed an ultrasonic distance sensor inside the tank on the top surface facing downwards. Used a LAN cable and connected the sensor at one end. Laid the cable till Raspberry Pi box inside the house. Prepared a simple level converter circuit and connected the other end of the cable to Raspberry Pi through this circuit. The connection diagram is shown on the screen. The Raspberry Pi inside the box is connected to internet through home Wi-Fi. Now, a Python script inside the Raspberry Pi actuates the sensor to measure the distance from sensor to the water surface. This script is executed every minute automatically through cron settings in Raspberry Pi. The script takes 20 readings at a time within seconds and calculates the average to get the distance value. Then it sends this value as get parameter to a remote PHP file over the internet. So basically, Raspberry Pi keeps measuring the water level every minute and keeps sending the data to remote site. Now, let's see what's happening in remote site. Every minute, a PHP file in the server receives the sensor data and inserts it into the database. The data is received as get parameter and inserted along with the timestamp. Now, here lies a custom web application which makes use of this sensor data and generates visual graphics. When you access the web page through a browser, this GUI is presented. These two sections are served by two different applications which are clubbed in a single web page. Let's see them one by one. This part of the UI is created by integrating FusionCharts APIs provided by this website. It provides various widgets and their implementation details with complete JavaScript code to integrate the widget with your application. I simply tuned these parameters to change the height, width, color of the tank and provided the path of PHP file in the server from where it will fetch the data. Now the JavaScript code sends AJAX requests to server every second to get the latest sensor data, which it uses to update the animation. For generating the graph, I have used PHPlot library provided by this website. It provides a mechanism to represent your data in various graphical formats. In my application, a thin bar line graph is implemented. A PHP file fetches all the values of sensor data from database for a given date. Then it converts the structure of data in a format that is required by thin bar line graph and passes this data to the plotting function of the library. The plotted graph provides useful insight to water usage patterns. For example, this gradual decline tells that somewhere in the house water has been leaking continuously for 5 hours. Also, these steep rises indicate that my tank fills up twice a day at these times. Complete source code of this project is uploaded on GitHub. You can download it from the link provided in the description below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel to watch future videos on Internet of Things, home automation, and robotics. Visit this website for detailed articles on the projects related to these topics.